Hello, 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 amigas, and welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. Today I have a beautiful soul that I met through my girlfriend, Veronica Franco. And as you already know how much I adore her, and she's been on my podcast previously, a couple of times. She says I am her Oprah to her Gail, or I'm her Gail to her Oprah. But Veronica is so beautiful and knows exactly what would is needed in this podcast. And so, of course, I needed to have this beautiful soul. Her name is Nelya Zhovnerchuk. Oh, see, I messed it up.
No, you tried. Hi. Thank you so much.
Nelya, please tell us how you enunciate your last name.
No, it's so hard. I need to change it up. It's Nelya Zhovnerchuk. I don't even want you to try to say it. Don't worry.
See, she's so kind. She's so kind. I mean, I love this. So, what I know about her is that she was born and raised in Ukraine, and that is the reason why she's here with us today. She's a real estate individual working for the Jordan team of Keller Williams and Whittier. But I really want to go back and just talk to her about her upbringing and just kind of bring us to what's happening now. And just because at least for me, although I know history, although I know things, I am a person who doesn't watch the news anymore. I haven't watched the news for a long time. And when something so egregious occurred in our world with Ukraine, of course, I'm going to like, what the heck is going on? So then I start like exploring. And then, of course, I go into the rabbit hole of like all these theories and whatnot. But all I do know is that I am not for anyone's suffering. What I am here for in this planet is to awaken and up-level amigas across the world. And this episode is for us to find out what is going on in Ukraine and to just give us that knowledge and what we can do for folks in Ukraine. And but before we go right into that, let's find out a little bit about Nelya, because although she lives here in California, we want to know her upbringing. So Nelya, welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. I'd love to hear all about you and your upbringing.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored and grateful to be here because you interview all those amazing women, and I learned so much. It's truly interesting because it does help and makes you understand you're not alone in whatever struggle you're in or not. And it's been interesting year. And definitely tell you, I was born and raised in Ukraine, and I moved here 11 years ago when I was 21. So that's why I still have an accent. I cannot lose it. And according to my upbringing, it's all my family is pretty much there. My dad goes back and forth with Chicago and Ukraine. And of course, I was really lucky because he actually just flew into Chicago 1 week before war started. So,
oh my God, really?
God really blessed us because I would be losing my mind because they're still deploying man his age. He's 57. So, and he was serving in military before. So that's basically would be a different story. But my mom is still there, and obviously all my other family. And according, upbringing. I went back to I don't know what.
No. I what I know is that you went to university over there, right?
Yes. I was. So how it all started was, and again, I got really lucky because we got our green card maybe like half a year before I turned 21. So I was still like a part of a family, so it was still applied to me. Mm-hmm. So I finished university there, and just when I graduated from bachelor's, and I think my parents knew something was coming, kind of a thing, like because they wanted a better future for me.
Right.
And my aunt used to live in California at that time. So they said, if you want to, go and obviously go to schools there and try. If you don't like it, you can come back. Obviously, I mean, that's everyone's dream. It's like American dream.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So,
you and all my Mexican people that want to come over here to this country, right?
oh my God,
To
it's
make
like,
a better life.
yes, that's why I relate so much with Hispanic people too, because they all come here and they're just, they're so hardworking and they just want a better future for their family. So that's how I ended up going to school here, because I was studying fashion back there, but more production, more technology stuff. So I went to school here, just to Art Institute. And anyways, and then I just decided to stay, obviously.
Yeah.
Cannot come back.
So then, okay, I love that you're saying that you had your bachelor's and then you did fashion design, but from my understanding, you are doing something different.
Yes.
So take us, how did that happen from fashion design to what you're doing today?
I know, you know what? It's a very funny story. And I always say I was really blessed by God by meeting the right people, because I have no family here, like no one. My dad is in Chicago. I'd never see him. And my brother is also there. But I was blessed to meet the right people at the right time in my life. So I was always mostly in sales, because I loved fashion design as much as I loved it. It didn't pay much, unfortunately. So I was a stylist at Nordstrom at South Coast Plaza. And I was Marty Jordan's personal stylist for like a second until she's like, oh, you should be a real estate agent. And I was like, I already had my license at that time, because I was looking for something else. And one of my coworkers and her husband was really pushing me into it, because he said I would be really good at it. Anyways, I trusted the right people, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that's how I met her, which is funny, because now we're like best friends.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. So now you're in real estate. Now, so you've been doing this for some time. How long have you been a real
5
estate?
years at this time.
How
5 years.
much?
5
5 years?
years.
5 years. Oh, 5 years. You're young. So I'm like,
That young. You're
oh,
so sweet. I
I
know
mean,
it's
I'm like, you don't want to know how old I am, but
you're
but
funny.
how like wonderful. Okay, so 5 years as a real estate agent, and now, so why don't you bring us back over to when you heard the news that the war is coming or breaking through, and your immediate thought is like, thank God your father is here, but you had mentioned you still have family in Ukraine.
Yeah. No, it was my immediate thought was like, oh my God, I called my mom right away, because I was like, I was like, are we getting bombed too? Because it was mostly Kiev.
Mhm.
So it was just I couldn't believe it, because everyone was saying back at home that like obviously Putin, I'm not gonna name names,
Yeah.
that he won't do it. And because we have friends, my mom has friends that are in military now, and he's like, oh, no way, he's just joking around. So when that happened, I was like, oh, I mean, we were always attacked back in the history also, but it's just so interesting that it's during those times. And it's like every new thing, when we're so exhausted after COVID, so many people died, and then he's attacking it right away. And we didn't have any um, much military equipment, but thanks to America, seriously, because everyone says that, because we would have never lasted that long. What is now, like almost 6 months?
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
been a
more
while.
than that.
Yeah.
I remember because it was evening, and I also didn't watch news, and people started texting me, like but people been texting me about it before, because it was coming up. I was like, oh my God, oh again, like
Yeah,
because it was sensitive topic. I was like, I didn't want to think about it, because
yeah.
it would happen, but it would happen anyways. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of strange. I was like, why everyone is texting me at the same time? It was like 10, no, it was like 8 p.m. And I Googled, and I'm like, oh my God. And then it hit me. It's crazy. Well, obvious reaction is like to burst into tears because
Yeah,
of
of
the tears.
course. Of course.
It's unfortunately it's life, and then the more I think about it, the more like how blessed we are. So here is that it's so much struggles there. It's just such uncertainty because I'm sure I've mentioned, Veronica mentions that I went back home about, when was that? Came back at the beginning of August. So it
Yeah.
was about like,
But let's talk a little
yeah,
bit.
let's go
Let me
back
just,
to that. Okay, never mind.
yeah. No, we'll come back to it. Don't worry about it. But let's talk about, I know you did something, like you in
Yeah,
your
basically.
heart, you knew that you needed to do something here being in America. And so tell us, please explain to us here on Amiga Handle Your
Oh,
Shit. Yeah,
well,
because I
that's,
think it's very important, because
yes,
this
that's,
is the connection. You and
no,
I connect.
exactly. No, that's the only reason. It's not the only reason, obviously, but I wanted to meet you, and I want to say, I mean, I was so grateful that you guys donated so much money, because back at the beginning, I started a little fundraiser
Mhm,
because like, okay, I need to do something. I cannot just sit. It's like, if you don't know where money goes kind of back there, but it's also, they couldn't buy anything
mhm,
because there was nothing to buy. So it's like everything, there was no produce in them, in stores. It was hard because it all stopped. So I was like, okay, so you cannot send money. So I was thinking, and we started talking with my mom what people need. And then a lot of my mom's friends, I was like, oh, this boy needs a little helmet, that they don't even have uniforms. And it was cold back then too. And I'm not even talking about bandages and mostly um all the medical stuff. That's insane. Like they were out of everything. So our hospitals, that they were bringing soldiers from, because I'm from west part of Ukraine, so it's a little bit safer there. Well, it's not safe anywhere, but it's definitely not east side when
mhm.
we're getting bombed all the time. And my mom said even their hospital don't have any bandages. It's like, it was just unreal because they were making them with fabric from my mom's storage. It was insane. Just some kind of stuff just to help people. So thanks to all of you guys, and I started spreading the word about the fundraiser, and I was just, oh, I was just amazed. I couldn't believe how much people donated, and like, and who donated, people who haven't talked for forever too, and people who don't even know, like you and your friends. I mean, I'm beyond thankful because, I mean, you don't know me also. It's Ukraine, it's far away. We didn't even know where Ukraine is at the beginning. A lot of
Mhm.
Americans don't.
Right, right.
So not you, I'm just saying overall. So it's I don't know, it's just very impressive that people had such a big heart. And I collected, I think, around $11,000, which went, it was, I was shocked. I was shooting for like five, and
Yeah.
I thought I was like overthinking. And I'm like, I just, money kept coming in, kept coming in, kept coming in. My Venmo was just bing, 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 bing. It's anyways, I'm getting too emotional, but it was amazing. And then the good part was that company Meast, I'm not sure if you know, it's companies that I send all the stuff to home through, which is in Glendale. They were doing this promotion that they were shipping all of this for free, or just a very little charge. And then I got connected with nonprofit in one of Ukrainian churches. That's the thing. I'm like, I'm not really Ukrainian because I don't really have Ukrainian friends. But when I went there, it just, people were just working there for free. All Ukrainians and Americans were sorting stuff out and sending it to Lviv, and then it goes distributed to East Side. And they mostly, at that time, they mostly wanted medical stuff and like want to say ammunition. I'm joking. I couldn't send that.
Well, I'm sure they would have been appreciative of that.
But all the whatever I could buy different equipment. I don't even know, like random things, but there was a list that I pulled up from people, and basically whatever my mom was telling me, and because they were really involved there too. They still are involved.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you collected this money, you bought all the product, you had a distribution company that was able to ship it all out.
Mhm.
And so it helped many, many people, I would
Yes,
say, right?
yes.
So you then decided to go visit Ukraine.
That's true. I mean, it was like a 3-day decision. It was I really wanted to go, but I also wasn't sure if it's a good time to go. No, and it's not like I was scared of it, just such a hard transition. Oh, it was a terrible, I'm just being a baby now. Is you had to go through Turkey and through Romania and back, and then you have to do drive, and the borders are like 12-hour wait. It's terrible because you only have borders open on the west side. So all you cannot get shipments through sea, you cannot get through air. So everything goes just through Poland and Romania. So it's lines of 5, I'm going to say kilometers of trucks.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So it's insane. So I was just but I wanted to see, I was thinking, like, I don't know when I'm going to see my family again, like my grandparents, and they don't want to leave because we asked them a couple of times. They don't want to leave. They're just, and what can you do? I understand them certain time. The reason I went because I wanted my mom to get a visa because back in the day she had, which I'm sure Veronica told me you actually worked with a lot of immigrants, which you know how it is. And I was really shocked because I made her an appointment, which was, everyone of course wanted to come to America, which was through Romania. She went to interview and she got rejected, which I was shell shocked because I'm American, my brother is American, and her husband is here on a green card. So, it's also a people's factor. So I was like, I just want to go with her to make sure everyone understands it correctly because I don't want it. So we tried again, and she got granted a visa, but we did it through Poland, which Poland been amazing to us. It's just the open visa for everyone. It was,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
So you weren't scared to go?
well, if my mom is not scared, why would I be scared?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just it could get scary as you drive and you see like a pile of sands and like you have checkpoints everywhere and you have those iron to stop tanks. I was like, Mom, what is this? She's like, Nelya, that's how we live. I was like, oh my God. It's it's just a different, it's totally different vibe from what when did I go? In October, last October.
Before
It's
the war.
yeah, it's so only women are driving, men are not driving. So it's
Wow. Because the men are fighting war.
fighting, yes.
Oh, wow.
Most of them, or some of them, are just the one that leaves their home because they don't want to go because they're too old. But when they're gonna get served, they have to go. So
No matter the age.
yes, up to 60. But if you want to volunteer, I know.
Oh my God. Like, oh wow. That men that are senior citizens practically are
Well,
expected
my
to.
dad cannot go, I'm telling you. It's like that's why but I understand it. It's like what other choices we had,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also, and there's something I want to share with you
Sure.
from that part because so my neighbor back at home, they had just had a funeral for him. Oh yeah, it's sad, but it's also like it's it's just like I think that's why we're still like standing there because he was in Spain. Like I went to school with him.
Mhm.
I was saying the first like elementary and middle school. That's what's called here. And then his family was in Spain. So he was living in Spain for maybe last 10 years,
Yeah.
at the wife and a baby. So he volunteered and flew to Ukraine just to fight. And mom was telling me that he was on front lines and like a baby is 3 years old. Like, I don't want to go in there because I'm going to be in tears. I cried for 2 days, but it's just, it just, oh my God, I'm Ukrainian, but like, I don't think I will be able to do that. It's like to have so much love for your country, which I love my country, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, and there's so many people like that. People do volunteer.
Yeah.
And I think they're so upset and they're so pissed off and they just don't want to give up.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I was telling my mom, it's funny. I mean, at the beginning, it's not funny, but I was like, well, don't you think if it's like, that's fine, like just let them take over. I just want people to die. Mom said, Nelya, and then she went off. I was like, okay. I
Wow.
mean, and I understand that. It's just, I'm thinking how many people die.
Yeah.
And there's so many others that I know of. It's just, it's insane. And whatever I hear, it's also one of my university friends. She was in Kherson. It's like when they were bombing a lot. So they say like they have sirens all the time.
Yeah.
So she's like with a little baby and pregnant and going in a basement. I was like, oh, they hadn't have a light for forever. It's like there's a lot of stories like that, but it touches when it's like literally your neighbor,
Yeah.
and and when you know a person even more. And
Yeah, absolutely. And I keep hearing about the heart of the Ukrainian. It's like you talking to your mom, like, let's just leave. And why can't they just give up and give that part of that land over
yes,
to Russia? Like,
yes.
that conversation is because no, this
Oh
belongs
no,
to us.
oh no, it's I was just beyond proud of our people. I was never proud to be Ukrainian until the
Yeah.
probably war started. Seriously, sadly to say, I'm just amazed. And you know how much money people are collecting there who don't work here like me.
Yeah.
Like they're always collecting money for cars and for it's interesting what they're doing now. I had no idea, and mom couldn't tell me over the phone. Apparently they're buying those like a little bit, of course, older like SUVs, and couple men, Ukrainian men, will go closer to whatever tanks and they will shoot from there.
Oh my
Yeah, that's how
God.
that was so tricky because they didn't have long distance. Because I was like, why does they need SUVs? Don't they have tanks? Because they need to get closer, so they would be like just regular people. That's how they bombed so much. I was like, oh my God, I'm just giving you all the secrets.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh my God. So the moral of the story, don't buy SUV. I'm just kidding.
No, seriously, because we have SUV at home. My mom, I'm not driving, they're gonna take it away. And she just bought a car.
Oh my God.
I knew before war, maybe like 2 or 3 months. So of course it's but they were actually doing that. And we always try to send some money. I still do, because obviously those cars are getting
Yeah.
bombed too when they figure it out. But it's
Right.
or they go in those little buggies too, I think. That's what my mom was telling me, because someone was making it's just I was like, wait, what? I was like, how didn't I know this before? She's like, well, we cannot talk it over the phone. It's getting old listened. So we don't say who is at what location, and because
You, yeah,
everything is getting
because
listened to.
like your version of Big Brother is listening,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's like your phones are tapped, everything is tapped. I mean,
That's
it's
what they're saying over the TVs. They say don't doesn't matter what it is, because talk to her on WhatsApp or Viber, and it's
uh,
constant. Like there's sometimes beeping. She's like, you see, that's what they were talking about. I'm like, are, I know I'm not I'm pretty sure that's true, but it's
yeah,
because they want to find out location where our are hiding. So
yeah.
it's kind of anyways, I know so much about it, which is crazy.
Well,
And
I mean,
the worst stuff.
I think
Uh,
that it's it's your country.
yeah,
It's a country that you grew up in, and of course it has a special place in your heart, and it's not crazy. What's crazy is that this would like it happens. War is horrible, and it brings the bad, but it also brings the good, because the good is the resilience of the Ukrainians. Like they decided, hell no, you're not taking our property, and I'm going to do something about it. And that's why you have these SUVs
so
being bought.
inventive. I'm like, I'm so proud of them. I was like, wait, I was amazed. I was like, tricky.
Well,
That's smart.
it's thinking outside the box, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yes,
like,
that's I mean, it's our people always could think outside of the box and make something out of nothing
Yeah,
because that's how
it's
they
survival
used to.
instincts
Yes.
because they've known how to survive.
It's yeah, and I would say no, they are pretty smart, most of them, obviously, but as we did so much with our hand, with our hands, sorry. So if I was brought up in a village.
Mhm.
I say it's a little town. So we have like an acre of land that was my summer vacation.
Wow.
So I was doing it. My mom was always working in her project sewing. We had store. So I was like, everyone is playing. And I'm like, oh, pulling weeds out. It's like, God, when it's over. So it's always like potato season. And then it's always some season, but you couldn't not work because like everyone was working.
Mhm.
But my mom now says, it's like, don't tell me I overwork. She was like, no, it's like, I know how to do a lot of stuff, but I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just how we were. And like everyone was just like that,
yeah,
especially in my family, because we were, um, we're always trying to do better, and my parents did a lot of
yeah.
better for me and gave me a different perspective for life and different life at the end.
Right. Yeah,
Which is
because
the
you
thing.
didn't have to be over there.
Yeah. Sometimes, I have those. Sometimes I was like, sometimes like I just want to go back.
Yeah.
It's and it's like, okay, mom, she's like, Nelya, what you're gonna do here?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Sell
you're
houses,
right. It's
sell
like, well,
SUVs.
I was like, there's a lot of homes to sell there. People were like, I was thinking we can open KWs there. I think they don't have it yet. Actually,
Uh,
I'm joking, but
yeah,
it's
I mean, it's great to plant the seeds, right? I mean, because from what I'm getting from you is that, you know, your country is going to survive and thrive. And once they thrive into this new paradigm, that why not have a real estate company over there? Why not? If I mean, literally,
yeah,
you can
definitely. There's a
visualize and manifest that
exactly.
goal for your country. If
Yeah,
we if everyone collectively felt that energy and projected that energy, anything is possible. Like
you're
see
absolutely
peace,
right.
peace throughout, see peace. I'm very honored that you're here to talk to us about your country. And now, what can we do now? Now that seems like, I mean, you guys already won or winning or whatnot, but
Yeah.
what can someone do at this point? What can an American do now?
It's I think it's still up in the air
Mm.
from whatever I'm hearing. It's all in God's hands. We all been praying, and it's everyone back at home is praying. And I'm Christian. I was born and raised, like we go to church every Sunday. But I'm a true believer that God made it happen,
Mhm.
that all that lined up, because when that night when I called my mom, that's what I want to tell you. And we were crying, and it's like, Nelly, we're not gonna even hold on till Thursday, like till next week. I think it was Wednesday night. Said we're not gonna hold on till Monday. It's like there's no way. It's 6 months now. It's I mean, there's so much sadness, of course, because so many people died, but there's so much like I'm so proud to be Ukrainian, but also it all happened because of America. And I'm like, I cannot believe how much they are helping, because we have no idea, because when they got those long shooting distance, that's what my dad is like telling me sometimes. It's like they just started bombarding Russians. That's how they took over all those towns now, because they never had the long distance. I don't know, missiles or something like that. But and everyone's been helping. I feel like everyone just got together and just started. I don't know. I think it's kind of, I don't know, combines the world in one place, because we all want peace, but we also want our territory.
Yeah, yeah.
Really. And I also think everyone helped because they knew that next country, there's going to be another country. I know he will try.
Yeah.
I know he will try for another if he'll take over. So there's, but what can we do? I think we definitely should pray. And
Mm.
uh, I know, I mean, I'm happy Americans helping. I hope they will be helping. And I still do little fundraisers, but honestly, I know we're all struggling here too. So I feel like people gave more than enough. So I do it for my own, you have to take care of yourself too and your kids. That's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
especially at this times, it's interesting times, economy too, very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
uncertainty.
there are going to be many hurdles worldly on a
Yes.
world basis. And but one thing we can do now that we're listening to this podcast that comes out is that there's resiliency.
Yes.
You know, there's resiliency, and we can look to people like you and your country, that no matter what, you will thrive because you have it in you to survive, and to just do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's how I started here. Just do whatever it takes when
Do
I came
whatever
to
it
this
takes.
country. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am so thankful that you're here. And I always ask my guests to provide some tips, one or two tips on how an amiga can handle her shit. Because, girl, you went to work, you went to action right away for your country, and you were able to attain $11,000 of funds that you did not have to help your country, and that is handling your shit. So I want to hear from you. Any tips that you have?
Well, it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much again. I mean, I cannot even think. I don't even know all your friends and Veronica's friends, and I could not believe. I'm like, where did you come from?
Oh,
I was,
Veronica's.
it's, oh, I'm like, she's like, is she ever mad? I don't think she's ever mad. I was like, she's just the most positive, the nicest person ever. I'm like, how come? I was I was really blessed to meet her. Anyways, according to handle my shit is it's funny. I like to say that. And I started taking Spanish lessons because I
Ah,
love your
qué bueno.
language. So I always say I think for me, and like I've been through my struggles here when I came to the country and I had no one, and it's been interesting, And I always say, like, try one more time. It's patience, and I think that's what helped me. And oh, God, I need more of it, but I think it's just try one more time, try one more time. And it's like, have you? I'm sure you know about Ed Millett.
Oh yeah, I love his book,
I
of
love
course.
him, and yes, I'm like, and I haven't read it actually, but I have it in my Audible. But that was always my concept. I was like, no, God doesn't want me to struggle. It's like there's something better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and or whatever you say that word,
Yeah,
tunnel.
yeah, yeah. There's a
I'm
light at the
joking.
end of the tunnel. Yeah, it's true though.
And I think that's what helped me. And also, like, I just wanted to work because okay, I don't have time to be sad. And I mean, you just go and you just try to distract yourself and try to make more money to help more country. And it's not obviously money, it's just and I do enjoy it because that brings me joy. I love being busy. I love being around people. And God, I've met so many people, like all my friends are my clients mostly. Like, I have some from my previous work, but it's interesting. It's just um, again, I was really blessed. I know it's not an accident, like you say, everything happens for a reason. And I think it's also, again, no, it's third tip, I'm joking. It's to believe in better future and just the same thing I said the first time, never mind. But that was, I think that what keeps me going, which I'm sure everyone's.
Yeah, no, these are beautiful tips. And I coming from you, to believe in a better future is very important for amigas to understand that, your country was being ripped apart. Like
Yeah.
many amigas here on at least in the United States don't know what that means. And so,
I didn't know what that means till that happened,
yeah.
It's
And I
crazy.
love that. I love to believe in a better, a better life, a better you, a better self, right? I am
I think,
so honored, so honored.
oh, I'm honored. I think it just, for me personally, it put a lot of things in perspective. I was like, why am I bitching? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, I was like, why? Like, I'm so not ungrateful, but like, it just made me even more grateful because we don't know what we have. And of course, I came a long way. It wasn't like that at the beginning. I always remember my story of sitting and folding laundry. I was like 8 years old, and we had one TV in my mom's bedroom. And I would, okay, it's Beverly Hills 90. Okay, I'm gonna watch it because it was always during that time.
Right,
And
right.
Melrose Place. So it's like I would fold laundry for 2 hours, and my mom would run in and like, what are you? It's like, why are you still doing it? All I wanted to do is because I
Watch
was like,
the
oh my God, those beautiful people on the roller skates. I was like, so pretty. I can never see it. I will never in my life see it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so like normal here.
yeah,
And that's why dreams come true. I
dreams
wanted to
come
say
true.
that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Dream comes true,
yeah,
especially when you try one more time, all
yes.
the time. Thank you. I
Oh,
love that.
thank you so much. It
Thank you
was
so much for being here on Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. It's really incredible, your story, and I know it's going to really resonate with many amigas out there. I really, truly appreciate it, Nayla.
oh, thank you so much. Pleasure was all mine. You let me talk for an hour, so that's what I like to do.
Well, it's, I mean, truth be
I'm
told,
joking.
it's a very important topic to talk about, especially today.
Yes, but
Yeah.
again, I want to thank you, all your friends and everyone who donated, because my heart is so full. I didn't know I had so many people in my life.
Oh, well,
That
you're very welcome. You're very
thank you
welcome.
for having me here. I feel so like a celebrity. I feel so special.
You are a celebrity. Thank you so much, Nayla.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yes, next time. That's what I'm
Yes,
planning.
absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.